Hello my beautiful people and welcome back to Microsoft Flight Simulator. Right then, we're in Scotland and we're going to go and have a look at Loch Ness. So let's get some power on. Beautiful part of the world in the Scottish Highlands. Brakes off. Let's head down this runway. We're at Fort Augustus, grass runway just at the south of the loch. So we'll take off and then we'll just be heading right and we'll pick up the loch. Bumpity bumpity. We've got live weather on. It is a bit windy, so it might test our skills a bit. We'll just swing round to the right, try not lose too much height. Keep an eye on my speed. And as we come around here, just off the nose should be the loch. Ta-da! Loch Ness. So, loch, for you who don't know, guessing you all do, is the Scottish word for a lake. This loch is over 22 miles long, it's 1.7 miles at its widest, and 226 metres deep. Fun fact is, there is more water in this loch than all of the lakes in England and Wales put together. How cool is that? I never knew that until I started researching a bit of information for you guys. So, let us have a quick look around. Doesn't that look stunning? Right, we'll crank the music up and we'll head further down the loch. We're going to pick up Urquhart Castle. Really beautiful part of the world, the Highlands. Just look at that for scenery. Beautiful place. The sun just bouncing off the plane there. Love it. Okay, so we are heading down towards Urquhart Castle. I don't think Flight Simulator does it justice. It is a ruin, but I think Flight Simulator's got on as like a full beautiful building. But as we pass over it, if I can, and my skills allow us, I'll put a picture on of the actual castle as it looks now. So the castle, it has been involved in many wars, the Scottish War of Independence. If you've seen the film Braveheart, Robert the Bruce, he once won it. He won a few castles in the battles. The MacDonalds were one of the clans up here in Scotland. They were, fighting over it for hundreds of years. So it's got a lot of history behind it. When we do get down, like I say, I'll drop down as low as we can to see it, and I'll try and put a picture on what it looks like now, because it is, I think it stopped being used in 1692, So it is a ruin. It's still, you can still visit it. It did have a drawbridge and all this kind of stuff. Fantastic, beautiful bit of history. So it is just further down, so I'll put some music on and I'll meet you down there. Okay, Urquhart Castle. It's just a small point out on the left here. And just as you see the beer dip into the left hand side off the nose, slightly to the left, that is the castle. So I'll start to drop us down and we'll pass across it. I think the reason they destroyed it in 1692, from what I read, was this area obviously was where the Jacobite uprising was, where Body Prince Charlie, thought he was the rightful king of Britain, and he started off his rebellion in Scotland, funded by the French. And we're going to pass that later, the Battle of Culloden, which was the final pitched battle on UK soil. We'll pass that battleground on the way to Inverness Airport, which is down at the end of the loch and across the Moray Firth. But first things first, let's have a look at Urquhart Castle. Just going to drop my speed off, just give us one little area of flaps. Don't want it overly, kind of just floating by at the minute. And then we'll pick the speed back up. So here it is, just going to be off our left wing. Down to 500 feet. And that is Urquhart Castle. So I'll now try and put an image on, and I'll show you what it looks like. We'll drop our flaps off, we'll pick our speed back up, and we'll head off down the loch. So yeah, a lovely bit of history in a stunning surrounding. Just going to get our height back. Slowly picking it up again. Following the loch down. Time for some more music before we get to Loch End. So the end of the loch is called Loch End. I think that's genius. The guy in the tavern that night, what shall we call this place? That's at the end of the loch. Loch End. Genius. Get that guy a beer. So yeah, we'll pass Loch End and I'll fetch you guys back. Enjoy the music and chill. Welcome back, peeps. So this is Loch End. A lot of these waterways are interconnected, so you can kind of fetch pleasure boats and things like that and travel down them. Out in front of us is Inverness, and that's connected by a bridge, the Keswick Bridge I think it is, to the rest of the Highlands. It's a major road through the Highlands, the A9. We'd class it as kind of a motorway, but it's not. You know, it's not one of these 4 or 5 lane things. It's lucky if it's just a single carriageway both sides of places. So out in front now you can see a bay. That is the Moray Firth. It's got its own dolphin kind of pod that hangs around here, which is quite cool. If you see, there's a place up here called Channery Point. You can literally stand there and the dolphins go past you as they're following the tides for food, like a couple of metres out from you. Really, really cool place. So yeah, that's Inverness stretching away in front of us. We'll be slightly turning right to pick up the Culloden battlefield, and that'll be us then starting to come towards the Inverness. I think it's classed as an international airport for its airstrip. Okay, so just off our nose and to the left you can see the Keswick Bridge. Connects, like I say, Inverness to the rest of the Scottish Highlands. We're going to go across Inverness itself. I can just about see the airport in the distance. So we're going to find the Culloden battlefield area. This was where the Jacobite uprising basically ended. The army dispersed after this. So 16th of April 1746. Bonnie Prince Charlie and all these kind of guys and all these upstarts met on the battlefield. The class is the last pitched battle in the United Kingdom, which means that 2 armies basically agree to stand in a field, face each other, and that's the pitched battle. So there was people there from all over the world, to be fair, you know, French and Irish, you name it. It wasn't just the Scots. But these guys were firing muskets at each other. There was cannon. It was a proper real I-am situation. So we will be coming across that field shortly, or the area of Culloden shortly. There's a place called Culloden House. Bonnie Prince Charlie was actually in that property before the battle, so quite cool. You can still see that, still available. So we'll just fetch it round. So yeah, the Jacobites, unfortunately, I think they lost somewhere in the region of 2,000 either killed or wounded, compared to something about 50 to 100 for the English. And after the battle, the Jacobite uprising ended. The guys dispersed, went back to what they did. So just coming up beneath us now as I start to level it off. That's Culloden House. Just behind this field here in the centre. And this is the battlefield area. We can see the Inverness airport just off to the front. So yeah, Culloden House and Culloden. I'll put on a picture of the time painted of the battle to give you an idea of what was going on. And now we'll get ready to land. So enjoy the music until we get there, and I'll try and not kill us. But isn't it a beautiful part of the world? Right, well we better change our view up. Start to think about landing this. So, I'm going to put a bit of flappage on. Now I know, I'm brand new to this game, yeah? I understand that there'll be perfect distances you should be working on and all this kind of stuff. But I'm not that guy, I just want to try and get us down safe. I'm just enjoying exploring the world. Now, I must get some speed off. I'm going to put another... I've got maximum flappage on. I've been tending to find lately that I might be putting too much on too quick and dropping down, but as long as I can float down, I don't mind. The airstrip seems quite big, so we should be all right. I'm just gonna take us up a little bit, level us off. Speed's dropping lovely. I'm down to 500. Probably drop a little bit more. Right, now I'm going to go for the floatage. So I might be a little bit early, but I'm going to take my speed off now. And then when I've done my tutorial, it said you kind of come down the runway, look at the end, lift up. There is a word for it. And I'll try and just plonk us down nicely. Come on. Like a feather. I think feather. Oh. Okay, well we're safe. We didn't die. I'll just put my brakes on. Use my rudders. I know I keep getting mixed up and calling them flaps and that sometimes, but... Oh, I'm pleased with that, guys. Yeah. Passenger's still alive. Invisible man, he's there. There you go. So hopefully you enjoyed that, guys, that little trip along Loch Ness and a little bit of history on the Battle of Culloden. And if you did, don't forget to hit the like button, consider subscribing, and I'll catch you on the next one. Bye for now.